I wanted to make a Star Wars musical before I learned that Team Starkid had already made one. It's called Annie.
I've just started the stream. I don't know if you guys could tell me if it's working or not.
It's working. It's working. Yeah, it is working. Yardley.
I can't seem to get it to go full screen.
Get on it.
It still says Demon 9 on your...
Demon number...
I'll edit that later.
London is not
so
a
Sherlock
city.
Holmes, consulting detective.
Under the soot that
As
covers
opposed
its
to those
buildings is a
detectives who
teeming
do not
mass of
consult.
4 million souls trying to survive.
You know
Mostly
what
off
place
the
I've
street.
been so?
You see it in the paper every day. Thankfully, we have the
Yeah,
London
me too.
Times to keep us informed of all these troubling
You know the
activities with
place
an unbiased
Arkansas?
eye and razor-sharp accuracy.
I always used to think it
We
was
find
called
this publication to be an
Arkansas.
invaluable assistance in our
It's
investigations.
pronounced
And I'm
Arkansas.
sure you will as well.
No,
Accuracy.
it's not.
Among the
It's
forces of evil
Arkansas,
which run
goddammit.
rampant in this city, there are also, thankfully, 2 groups of individuals who will aid us in our cause.
I'm now watching the American
As
Civil
we do,
War every
they
day,
attempt to right wrongs and restore
which is
harmony
basically
and
how the
civility
front
to the
lines
streets of
change every
London.
day.
The first of these
I
groups
think
is
Dan
a
wanted to know when I was
ragtag
streaming
association
all
of young ruffians. I call them the Baker
New
Street
Mexico.
Irregulars. Don't let them fool you. They may
What's
be
better,
scruffy
New
and
Mexico
ill-bred,
or Old
but they are on the
Mexico?
right side of the law. They can
What do you
go
guys
everywhere,
prefer?
see everything, and overhear everyone.
They
They are
both
my
have
eyes
their
and ears in the
charms.
streets of London. Unquestionably a tremendous asset in our work.
Talking about the
They will
homeless.
help
Like
us
if
in
you
our
had to blow up
investigations if
one
they
of them.
can. The other
you
group is
blow up
a
all
far
Mexico
more
and you
civilized
Mexico?
collection of gentlemen and
If you
institutions.
had to blow up.
I
Yeah,
call
if you
them
had to blow up
the
one
Baker
of them.
Street
Well, George
Regulars.
R.R. Martin
Dynamite.
lives
They
in New
too
Mexico.
will be extremely
So
useful
you'd
in
have to
our
blow
work.
up Mexico so that you could finish the book.
At the start of any investigation, do
Well,
keep
there's
in
the
mind
rumour that
it
he's
is
already
a capital
finished them.
mistake to theorize
So
before
would you
one
find
has
out if a
data.
rumour's true before
Unwittingly,
committing?
one begins to twist
Yeah.
facts,
Yeah.
pursue
So,
theories,
alright, George
instead
R. R.
of
Martin, it's
theories,
very important.
pursue
I'm either
facts.
going to blow up Mexico or New Mexico.
The people and places to whom
But
I will
what if he
now
claims that he
introduce you will
hasn't
help us
finished
to
them
collect
just to
the
buy
facts.
him some more time?
May we use them wisely.
I can't take that
Now,
risk.
The game's important.
Oh,
Why would you have to blow it up?
I don't
Okay,
know.
the game is now afoot.
Jack, would you blow up Mexico or New Mexico if you had to blow up one of them?
I don't think I'd want to blow up Mexico out of spite for Donald Trump.
So you would blow up New Mexico?
I don't think I'd blow up anything.
Yeah, but you have to.
But I don't have to.
You do in this situation. You definitely have to.
No, I do not. What I have to do is play this game now.
Why is wait a minute? This is odd. Why is there a picture of his pipe, but the shadow is of him holding a magnifying glass? Why is he holding a pipe, although the shadow of him is holding a magnifying glass?
Strange how that works, isn't it? Inspector
Yeah.
Smythe is greeted at the door at 221B Baker Street
Stranger
by
things
Holmes.
have happened. The Miz won the WWE title once.
By Holmes
Or
is
was he
help-
holding a?
I hope you guys are reading this while you're talking.
Yeah. Yeah, Baker Street. Do 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 do.
I'd like to
May
get
we
on
be
with
of some
things.
assistance, Inspector Smythe?
General Farnsworth Armstead, one of the 6
But going-
surviving Waterloo Tontine ticket
Oh,
holders,
it's live
has
action
been
again.
murdered.
Waterloo
You
Tontine.
can make it full screen,
The
can't you?
Waterloo Tontine was a lottery
Actually,
of
I
sorts,
can't for
Watson.
some reason.
It was set up in
It's really
1815
weird.
to aid the veterans of the Battle of Waterloo.
Yes.
Wellington's victory over Napoleon.
Yes, of course.
Not even double clicking at the top.
Quite an ingenious plan on the part of the founders. £1 bought a ticket in the name of some young relative. The
I
ticket
suppose with that in
proceeds
mind, I
amounted
suppose
to
I'll be
over £1
glad that
million.
this is the last one.
Half went immediately to veterans and their families for medical and hardship expenses.
What became of the other half?
It all went into an account at the Bank of England, where it's been collecting interest all these years.
Very clever. And how does one win this prize?
Simply by outliving all the other ticket holders.
And now you say one of them has been murdered. Very suspicious.
Pete,
And
would
who
you
are the
blow
remaining five?
Mexico or
The
New
oldest
Mexico?
is Captain Robert Jurgens, age 82.
He sounded
I'd
Then
blow
involved.
up
there are
both in
Anita
the
and
interest
Claire
of fairness.
Thomas, who are
You
80-year-old
can only do
twins.
one.
Yeah, I'd
William
both.
Roland is
You can't
79,
blow up
and
both, Pete.
Peter Dudley is
It's against the
77.
law.
Poor General
It's against
Armstead
the law
was
to
the
blow up
youngest
either
at
of them.
74.
Seems
Why,
as
is
if
there
he
a
would
law
have had
that
the best
literally
chance
says
to
you
outlive
cannot
the
blow
others.
up the whole country?
I recall
Yes.
reading something in the
Blowing up a
Times about a
country
big
is
to-do involving the
by
Tontine
definition
survivors
illegal.
on the 18th.
That's correct. The Waterloo
about
anniversary
blowing up a
banquet
state?
at the Langham Hotel.
Blowing
Why
up
is the name
anything.
Armstead familiar?
He was a
Blowing up
noted art
anything unless you
collector, I
own
believe.
it and it is
He
on
also
land you
authored a
also
well-known
own
book,
is
Treasures
illegal.
of the Conquerors.
Quite right. At the time of his death, General Armstead was
Unless you
working on a
own
revised
Mexico or New
edition for
Mexico,
his
Seb, I
publisher,
don't
Okay.
believe you can no
For the
longer
sake of
talk about
argument,
this.
It was to
Own both.
contain an entirely
Own
new
both.
chapter on a fabulous diamond called the
Well, then I've
Polar
got room
Star,
for both, haven't
which
I?
at one point belonged to Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon's
But you
brother.
have to blow up
The
one of them.
general
That's
had
part
new
because you should have
information
owned
which
them.
traced the gem to its present owner.
Tell me about the circumstances of General Armstead's death.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, let me see. At 10
I'll blow
o'clock
up
this
half of
morning,
each one.
the general's valet,
So you're gonna
David Sennett,
post them.
admitted a call
Yeah.
to the general's study.
What did it
Sennett
cost
says he
you?
did not know him. He
Everything.
was elderly and spoke with a
This
French
is the
accent.
nature of the murder.
Sennett told him the general never saw anyone in the morning while he was at work.
Okay, which half
Gentleman
of Mexico
insisted
would you
that if
blow up?
Armstead read the
don't
letter
know.
he had with him, he would make an exception. And
Which half?
so it
Seb,
was.
haven't the Mexicans been through
Sennett
enough
took the letter
already?
in,
Leave them
Armstead
alone.
read it, and went quite pale. He told Sennett to let the gentleman in.
Okay, which half of New
Sensing
Mexico would you
something
blow up?
amiss, Sennett dawdled in the area of the study for the next
So how-
15
George
minutes or
R.R.
so.
Martin doesn't live
Then he
in.
heard the distinct sound of swordplay. He tried to enter the study, but found the door locked. Then he heard the crash of breaking glass. He raced to the kitchen and out the back door to enter the study from the garden. By the time he got there, the caller had vanished, and the general was leaning heavily against a shattered display case of military miniatures. Before Sennett could assist him, he dropped the saber from
would
his
you
hand
sooner
and fell
be
over
a
dead.
tree with the face
And I
of a
take it the
human?
letter which so upset the general
Or
was nowhere to
be
be found.
a pi-
Correct,
or be
Mr.
a
Holmes.
pigeon with the face of a human
Well,
that
we
can't
shall put our
fly.
brains and our feet to the task.
I don't know if any of you got any of that, given how much you were talking.
What did we miss?
I don't know. Did you get anything from the
Well,
video?
they're just some old blokes talking.
We can't hear the video.
Yes, I wonder why. Do I have to play it again?
No, it's muted. Just tell us what happened.
We're watching without sound. All we can hear is you.
Why are you watching it without sound?
Because then we'll hear an
Is there-
echo effect. Because we'll hear you from a few seconds ago, and we won't be able to hear you properly all the game.
One of the reasons why I ask you guys to join in is so that you can listen to the audio of the YouTube video and make sure it works.
But then we'd
We
hear our own.
listen to it and it does work.
Yeah, it does work. We'll hear ourselves. That's the only problem.
Well, I do like to get your opinion on these murder cases. I don't like to be the only
It's really
one
good.
solving it.
I think it's solid.
Yes, Seb, that's what I asked, isn't it?
Well, I like the graphics.
Your opinion of the case, the murder.
I reckon the judge did it.
You want your deductive input, Seth?
Yeah, I reckon the judge did it. Because think about it. If you want to be in a position where you don't end up in jail, you become the judge.
I'd also like to hear your deductive opinion on the matter, Ollie, because I'd like to see how good you are. The detective learns that General Farnsworth Armstead, one of the 6 surviving Tontine ticket holders, has been murdered. The remaining ticket holders are Robert I can't pronounce that. Anita and Clara...
Robert Jurgens.
Jurgens, that's good, I guess. Anita and Clara Thomas, William Rolland and Peter Dudley. Lastly, they learn that he was working on a revision to a book for his publisher and hear the circumstances of his death.
Well, do we know that it was a murder?
I believe so.
So he didn't die by accident.
When do people
I think
anybody
you've got to take it as read that it was a murder.
when do people ever die by accident in Sherlock?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
I mean, that's just like that moment in The Simpsons. Maybe it collapsed on its own.
I
can't
think that he
take that chance.
autoerotically asphyxiated
We
himself.
can't take that chance. Yeah, you always say that. I want to take a chance. collapsed on its own.
But wouldn't it be funny if there was like a whole murder mystery and then it just turned out they died by accident and no one was responsible?
I don't think it'd be Sherlock if that were the case.
Then Sherlock would be like, oh, why can't I see this?
That's more like Doctor Who. I don't know what to do if it's not not an evil plan.
That was a good episode.
Which episode was that?
What's a
It was
recent
the
one?
Christmas one with
William
Peter
Hartnell.
Capaldi and William. No, with David Bradley as William Hartnell's Doctor.
Oh,
The
yeah, I
original,
remember.
you might say.
That was a good one. I'm glad they got David Bradley to play the first Doctor.
He was really good as the first Doctor, I think.
I think he looked more like him than Richard Herndl did.
I thought you were going to say he looks more like him than William Hartnell did.
Yeah, that's a very good way to get punched in the face, Pete.
Did you ever see Richard Herndl as the first Doctor?
I did not.
Okay, so
He was in
the
the Five Doctors.
gentleman's golf watch got attached to her arm, so I think she's someone you'd want to go after.
There is one thing I'd like us to do at one point.
Hmm?
Solve a murder?
I would quite like, well, to some extent, yes. What I would quite like us to do is to all get together and start coming up with nonsense, some kind of accuse one of us of murder, and then just make up the evidence as we go along.
Isn't that basically the American justice system?
Weren't we thinking of doing a Born to be Mild episode like that?
Yeah, you had the idea, we never really fleshed it out, did we?
We get accused of murder, but it turns out that that person's helping us out with an act.
Holmes,
I don't remember that specifically.
Holmes sends Watson elsewhere while he himself checks in with Quentin Hogg over at the Police Gazette.
I bet Watson did it.
General Armstead. Believe I know that name in connection with the Polar Star
It's who
diamond.
you'd least suspect.
Believe it was once owned by the Russian Count Rostov.
Why did you
Some
think
rich old
Seb was a
duffer.
good person to
Towards
have
the
on
end
the
of
street?
'87,
I
somebody
don't. I'm thinking of
Well,
kicking him out, but that would be you.
Nobody knows for
Sorry,
certain,
that's
mind
my
you.
mom.
But the word on the street was the thief was a Frenchie by the name of Andre Martin. Had quite a reputation as a jewel thief, he did.
This looks like a
Though his
really
reputation was
shitty
based
at the moment,
mostly
so
on
this
rumor.
conversation is
Right.
going on
Just
live.
before
A
the
really
Polar
shit
Star was
to
lifted,
Ronnie
he had
skit.
been seen in St. Petersburg. A few months later, his body was found floating in the Thames.
Drowned?
No, he had been strangled. The crime was never solved, and the diamond was never found.
I only told you to blow off the bloody doors. Well, that's like from the two Ronnies.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
It's all about your Vorsprung dance technique, you know. And it's not about you joggers who go round and round. Oh, the people. So many people. And we all go hand in hand through their park life. Do, 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 do. Park life. Da 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 da. Park life. Oh, the people. I just keep thinking of how good a song it is.
Sorry about that.
Blair did some really good songs.
Yes, I remember suggesting Pete do a Park Life as a for the showcase at Hereward once.
We were just singing Park Life.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I suggested you bring your guitar along.
Right. It's not about you joggers who go round and round.
Okay, what did I just miss? Holmes visited Hogg, who spoke of the Polar Star gem and how it was stolen from its previous owner, Count Rostov, years ago, in St. Petersburg by Andrei Martin. Martin was later found dead.
Count Rostov, he
Ollie,
sounds like he needs some WD-40.
Ollie, you were the one who said 10 points best, I think.
10 points.
Oh, come on.
It only works when he's saying what he's rewarding the points for.
Yeah, let's have a chat with Lestrade. Lestrade's always good, right?
Yeah. Is it grapefruit? Not grapefruits. Who's the actor who plays him in...
Do you people have
Sherlock?
nothing better to do with your time than to interfere in police matters? Well, don't bother with this
His
one.
name's not even Greg.
We have the matter
That's
under
just what
control.
Sherlock
I've compiled a
accidentally
list of
called it.
suspects, which you may not see. I intend to ask each one for an alibi, and the suspect unable to supply one is our killer.
Rupert Graves.
Quite scientific, really.
Doesn't
Now, off with you.
He's going to ask people, and the one who hasn't got an alibi will be the killer. He doesn't think maybe the killer hadn't planned one?
So basically it's testing people on how good at improvising they are.
I'm just going down the list here, don't mind me.
The librarian was kind
reckon
enough to write
it
down all the
was-
information. Evidently, tontine comes from the name of Lorenzo Tonti, the Neapolitan banker who introduced the system into France in the 17th century. The Battle of Waterloo took place on June 18th, 1815. It is so named because it took place near the town of Waterloo.
Imagine if
in
it was
Belgium.
Sherlock
The
Holmes that was
combined
doing
British
them all.
and Prussian forces were routed.
Oh,
by
he
the
was
British
framing
army.
everybody.
Proved
That
to
would be
be
a
his
twist.
final and worst.
Yeah.
I do
Dear
hope this
Watson,
wasn't
whatever
all
would I do
about the
without you?
about
Heaven
the
only knows,
tontine.
Holmes.
I mean, has anyone who hasn't watched The Simpsons not know about a tontine?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yes.
That's just inviting you to kill other people, right?
Trying to determine the cause of death?
Can you tell us what did him in, Sir Jasper?
A sword through the heart, a smart upward thrust.
Yes, well, I think we already know that he was killed by a sword. Do you have anything else to say?
Do we know that he did
I'm here
also
regarding the
Article
Armstead
68
case.
himself?
I take it this is the saber he had in his hand at the time of his death?
Aye, indeed it is. A lovely thing to behold, isn't it? Unfortunately, it yielded very little evidence. The top half had traces of dust all along it, indicating it had been unused for quite some time.
You've got to love a saber.
I did
don't you
notice
think?
on the point a tiny amount of fresh blood. The general must have scratched
Guys.
his opponent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Whitson. That's all the information to be
Whitson?
gathered from this beautiful masterpiece. Ungar!
This looks like it could be a little Britain
Watson,
skit.
sir.
It does.
Watson.
He did say Whitson.
Hello,
I was
sir.
right.
I would like to buy your finest saber.
What did you say on it?
He did say Whitson. Hello?
I reckon it was the guy with the sword, because he had a sword.
Is Ollie still here?
Yeah.
He said something earlier.
Oh. Here's my channel page. Have a look at my subscriber line graph. Have a look at my subscriber line graph. What does it look? Oh no, I've covered it up.
Looks interesting.
It's a very Todd from BoJack Horseman thing to do.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you gained 67 subscribers in a day. That's brilliant.
That bloody loop video has done more for me.
The good general married into a considerable
I wouldn't,
fortune when he took Lord Finch's spinster daughter Mary
too
off his
upset about
hands.
that.
Mary's
Well, I'm
brother,
not
the
upset
present
about
Lord Finch, was opposed to the marriage from the
The
very
joke
beginning,
I was
and there was
getting
still
at
considerable
was that
friction between him and the general. But through holdings
joke I was
which the
getting at was
general
that it looks a
inherited
little
from
bit like
Mary,
a middle finger.
he and his former brother-in-law
Ah.
were in business together. Ah,
Yeah,
the
you're not wrong.
ironies of life, eh?
Why do you think Malcolm Fitch was so opposed to the marriage?
Also
Well,
looks
I'm
like a
not
knob.
sure, but it had something to do with the general's reputation with the ladies. Of course,
Yeah, but
this
with
was
the
before my
balls
time.
and-
Now, I'm not certain he can be of any help to you, but you might want to check with my illustrious
I
predecessor,
don't know, I just think it's
Mr.
funny
Lloyd
to talk about
Shoemaker.
testicles
I'll
and
make a
Jack
note of that.
Stream.
You know, of course, the general wrote a book about art collectors and included some less than chivalrous details about how a few of them had come by their collections. One man, Carson Cabot, a gem collector, was quite incensed by being so named. In fact, he accosted Armstead and fractured the general's collarbone.
I understand that the general
look,
was going
they're
to include a
dancing.
chapter on the Polar Star Diamond in his revised book. Would you happen to know if Cabot had anything to do with that particular gem?
Well, I can't be certain, but being the collector he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't already have it in his possession.
I think he slips and fell into the blade. Like it was sticking out of the table and he slips and fell into it and then he...
Guys, I've got to go. I'm getting a bit of sensory overload right now.
Yes, I'd probably better stop the
Okay.
stream actually, because I think something just came up.
Yeah, okay.
Is that euphemism?
No, it isn't. I'm going to stop now. See you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Bye.
Jeez.